Welcome to another Mass Effect setup guide. This time we're going to be looking at software DSP solutions. We're going to use a open source tool called Equalizer APO. This video, we're going to go through the installation process of Equalizer APO. We're going to download the MassEffects configuration files, which includes pre-built filters for EAPO. We're going to be linking the sound cards to it and activating the tactile units for each channel. Then if you have multiple sound cards, we're just going to repeat the process for each device. Let's go ahead and get started with Equalizer APO. Okay, we're going to start with downloading Equalizer APO. If you just go to Google and search for it, the first thing that comes up is their SourceForge page. Just go in here and then we're going to click the download button. Take a couple of seconds, put this in temporary folder that you can access. I'm going to throw it on my desktop and we're going to go ahead and run the installer. If you get a user account control, just click yes to continue. Then we want to accept the defaults. It's going to try to put it in C program files, Equalizer APO, which is fine. Click next. Then when it finishes, you're going to get this device selector. Now, this is going to show you every sound card, monitor with sound cards, anything on your machine. You only need to pick the sound cards that have tactile transducers attached to them that you're going to assign to MassEffects. Just select those, click OK. And you'll get a prompt that shows that it's installed successfully. Next, we're going to get the latest config files. So if you go into your MassEffects page in SimHub and click on the manual tab to bring up the MassEffects manual, and then we want to scroll down to section 19, the DSP hardware software, and there's a link in here that will take you to the member resource library on our Discord channel. And if you scroll to the top of this page, it will always have the latest version. For now, we just want to get the EAPO config files. Click that, download to our same temporary folder, and next we're going to be copying the files. So we want to open up the C program files Equalizer APO /config folder. In here is this config.txt. If you've made edits already, go ahead and back this up. I'm just going to rename it with a .back at the end. And then from the downloaded config zip file, we're just going to copy everything into this folder. Next, we're going to go into the EAPO configuration editor and set everything up. We can just hit the Windows key and start typing in Equalizer. So you want to do the configuration editor, not the device select. So when you open this, if you get this, ignore it, just say no, assuming you've set up your devices correctly in the device selector. We've created a setup with essentially 3 potential sound cards. Each one of the config files represents one sound card on your system that has MassEffects Tactile associated with it. I'm going to configure my system real quick. It's fairly complex, just to show you how quick and easy it is to set everything up. We're going to go into our first config file, and everything's predefined for you. All you have to do is activate the stuff. First, we're just going to click the power on for the device node, and then we're going to click change. Now, when this opens up, if you have like every sound card on your system, just click this show only devices with APO installed, and then you'll get a short list of just the units that you want your tactile. Here, we're going to pick the mid high and click OK. We want to make sure that the device selected matches for each one, because that will drive the analysis graph, and it also defines how many channels are available to select. We want to pick the mid-high here. On this sound card, I have a couple of BST 300s, I have a few TSTs, and I have a few I-beams. So let's just go down through the list, and the first one we come to is the BST 300EXs. When we turn this on, we automatically see a graph, and that's because we don't have any channels. It's applying this to every channel on this sound card. You can see if we change the channels here, what we want to do is we want to tell it which channels are assigned to this type of unit. So you always want to enable the channel selector directly above the unit selection. And you can hold down the control key and click on the channels that are assigned to this unit. Well, I've got it on the left and right. So now we can see if we go to the center channel, it's blank or it's 0 because it's not assigned to this channel. Next, We've got I-beam, seat, and pedals, and there's a little variance in the filtering between these two, so we've separated them. On the seat, I have two of these, and these are assigned to rear left and rear right. Then on the pedals, I have one that is on surround left, and then TSTs are on center, LFE, and surround right. All right, that's it. We're done with one sound card. This configuration editor auto saves, so it's continuously updating the files as you're making changes. There's no save button. So let's go ahead and close this one, and we're gonna go ahead and do the second sound card. So we'll activate it. Click the green arrow to open this up, power on the device node, click change, and we're going to pick the low mid on this guy. And we want to make sure and select the low mid device up here. And you'll notice that this one is a 5.1 instead of a 7.1. There's an important thing to note here with the way the channels are laid out in SimHub. Let me move this over a little bit and we'll bring these over. If you have a 7.1, then you have left, right, center, LFE, rear left, rear right, surround right. However, in SimHub, the order is actually different. It's left, right, center, LFE, surround left, surround right, rear left, rear right. Then if you're running a 5.1, then it's actually left, right, center, LFE, rear left, rear right. Just remember that when you're laying out your channels. I'm going to show you in a little bit how to use the test option. Real quick, we'll go ahead and configure this one. We've got LFEs on the left and right. And we've got Q10Bs on the center, LFE, and rear right. Okay, an easy way to test the units. We've added this preamp gain, which is disabled by default. So if we click this, you can see it's dropping the signal curve by 20 decibels. One easy way to confirm that the DSP is functioning is you can just enable this and then click the test button in SimHub. If your volume is massively reduced, then obviously it's triggering this 20 dB negative gain. So we also added those in each one of the filters so that you could turn this on and then confirm that your left and right units are attached to this channel. Like, so this effect, you can test that it's working on these. Just remember to go back and disable this afterwards. This is literally just for test purposes to identify things. And also, I would not change any of the filter values unless you have a specific reason to. And that's it. That's as easy as it is to change. So then if you had a third sound card, you would activate that. But what about if you have a fourth sound card? Okay, well, that's pretty easy too. We'll just click the plus button here. We go to Control and Include Configuration File. So it's going to add another one of these configs. Click on the Browse button. It's going to take you to your config folder. And if we go in the ME EAPO configs folder, you can see our 3 config files. If we just copy and paste this one, let's rename that to 4. Doesn't really matter, but just for consistency's sake, rename it to 4, and then we can go in here and set the device, set up our tactile units. If your unit is not listed in this list, you can look up the frequency range of your unit and then find one that is the closest approximation to it. There are several like BST clones out there now that are essentially the same unit. They're just kind of rebranded. So if it has a 20 to 80 hertz range, you could just use the BST. Same thing. This is for all of the smaller BKs. They're basically all the minis, the advanced, the gamer pro. They all have the same basic frequency range. So we just kind of group those together. So that should do it for this one. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you have any support issues, you can put those in the support channel on our Discord server. Thank you again. We'll see you on the next one.